According to this, I spent $2,222 last year on Taco Bell. All right, and if you want to learn how to not live like that, well, stay tuned because we got lots of good information for you coming up, well, right now. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Let's jump right into it. If you're new to the channel, here we talk about $15 an hour, being a NEET, Nosurf, and financial freedom, and liberation of the mind and body. All right, so let's jump right into it. If you watched my last video, you remember me kind of BSing about the FIRE movement and how I've created my own FIRE movement. And it's not a lie. I have created my own FIRE movement. We renamed it, and I'm going to kind of rename it again. It's the Poor Man's FIRE. Okay, so if you're not familiar with FIRE, let's do a brief recount of what that is. It is financial independence, retire early. It basically means that you have enough money to retire young, but most of those guys are retiring in their 50s, all right? And we're about retiring now because we don't want to work anymore. Remember, liberation of mind and body. We're getting out of the house and we're getting out of here, all right? It's a journey. Welcome to the story, okay? So where do we begin? All right, well, the FIRE number, if you missed it last time, it's essentially it's your expenses for a year, and then what is it, times 25, all right? So essentially you can remove a certain percent of that money every year, and it'll last you till you perish, and that's a lot of money, okay? So for me personally, I was crunching the numbers, and excuse me while I look at my computer real quick. All right, so I was crunching my own numbers, and my FIRE number is somewhere along the lines of $650,000, okay? Which there's no way I can come up with $650,000. I make just a little bit over $15 an hour working retail at a big box store. So how are we going to get retired on that amount? I don't know, but I've been crunching the numbers. Let's share them and work through this, because I'm going to do this, and I need you to believe me. I just got to show you how serious I am. All right, let's jump right into this. All right, I'm sorry if there's some glare. It's not going to be the most perfect setup. I'm working with equipment that I bought back in 2015, all right? It's an old setup, and, well, we'll upgrade it soon enough. We're talking about expenses here, all right? What are you spending your money on that you have to spend your money on, all right? We need to know how much money we need for 1 year of retirement. 1 year, that's all it is. 1 year of expenses, okay? Cut back to it, all right? Fixed costs, what can we not live without? Well, right now, rent it's $500. A lot of you are probably like, wow, that's very cheap. Well, yeah, it's very inexpensive. I was grandfathered in. I live in probably the poorest state in the United States. And you know what? I got lucky, okay? So I haven't moved. My rent hasn't raised. My landlord, he's a solid bloke, okay? So in a year, $6,000 out the gates. I need to have that cash, okay? My car, it's a POS, all right? It gets stuck in 1 millimeter of snow, okay? It's just a piece of crap. The bumper's falling off. I actually probably will need a new car, but it's paid off, all right? That's all you need to know is it's paid off. I'm sorry. But my insurance is $50 a month. I'm surprised they insure it. It's a piece of crap, all right? My phone bill is $65 a month. That's including paying off my phone. I would love to get that down to $15, but right now I'm kind of, they got me in a chicken wing. I can't get out of it. It's not a contract, but I have to pay off my phone. I was dumb. I got an expensive phone. All right. And my credit cards. I have, newsflash, I've got $8,000 in credit card debt. I've been kicking around that debt from credit card to credit card for like 2 or 3 years now, and finally I'm going to start paying it down, all right? Credit card pay, $150 a month, okay? So monthly expenses, got here, annually, $600 plus $6,000 plus $780 for the phone, $1,800 in credit card debt. I need a minimum $765. What is that? Oh, that's monthly. I need a minimum of $765 a month. Bare minimum. That's without food, without water, without internet. Nosurf, holler. And well, let's go into variable costs. I'm gonna flip it over here. You'll probably get some glare, but we're still gonna do it like that. So you got your water bill. Mine is roughly $50 a month. All right, so that's another $600 per year. The sewer, I'm surprised you got to pay for the sewer. You're just dumping your wastewater on the Ninja Turtles. I'm surprised they charge you for that. But mine's $50. I pay as much as my water bill for my sewer water. So I drink the water and then I piss out the water and they charge me for it, okay? So $600 a month. My electricity, more expensive in the winter, cheaper in the summer. Average is about $100 a month. And then food and gas. We call these the question mark variables because I could not use either of them, and possibly that's all I need. All right. My internet, we're cutting it out. Health insurance, we're cutting it out. I don't know what that $200 is for. I've confused myself. All right, so we've got our fixed costs and our variable cost. What does all that mean? All right, that's a good question. I don't know if I prepared for this part. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I wrote down so many numbers. I'm confusing myself. But the moral of the story is, I spend about 25 grand a year. At least I did in the past. I gotta cut that down. I've got to cut my variable costs to nearly zero, and my fixed costs will are fixed. That's the whole point. So we're gonna jump into my spending really quick and see if we can figure out what the problem is. All right, so we're here in the Rocket Money app, and if first I want to show you this. All right, frequent spend, Taco Bell, average $6.50. That's how much it is for the Build Your Own Cravings box. I spent $2,222 on this last year. Okay, I eat a lot of Taco Bell. That is a variable cost that we may have to cut out. All right, so what you're seeing here is my total spend for 24 minus rent and a few other things. All right, so I spent $14,825, and then there's $6K in rent, and then this doesn't also count credit card payments and gambling losses and money that I put into the stock market. Okay, so if you add all that up, I want to say 25 grand. Plus, man, I put a lot in the stock market, okay? So basically every check I try to put a percent in, 10 to 20% if I have that money to spend, because I'm really trying to save up so I can get out of here. But we need to know what's going on with these spending trends. All right, so we broke it down. My earnings aren't on here. I haven't done an earnings report yet. We'll get to that. But yeah, we're looking at the yearly, and what we see here is the majority is spent on shopping, so that's groceries. I spent a lot of money on groceries, and it's because I don't cook. I buy a bunch of pre-made stuff, and it's expensive. All right, bills and utilities, we could really get those down. I'm talking cut your electric bill. Well, we could, but it's freezing cold in here. I'm talking about cutting your phone bill, cutting your internet bill, and you know what? We don't need electricity, at least not that much. The dining and drink spending is where things get out of control. I spent $22.95 on dining and drink spending, and then down here it tells me I spent $22.22 on Taco Bell. So that means I spent $70 and not at Taco Bell. Where the heck was I eating? I don't know. Auto transport, we could really cut the gas down, and then the fees and the loan payments, and health and wellness, and entertainment and rec. We're getting rid of all of that, okay? We're getting rid of all of that because this is more important than entertainment and rec and paying your loan fees, okay? This is about freedom, all right? This is liberation. This is about making, well, this is about getting out of the house and saving yourself, all right? So what does this all mean? That's a good question. I need these numbers because I need to do, coming up in a very near video, I'm going to do a trial run and see how little I can spend. And first I'm going to do it in a week, and then I'm going to do it for a month, and we'll see what the finances are looking at. I'm going to have an earnings report at the end of January, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And this is not started to account for my YouTube monetization. It's going to be huge, all right? Remember, we're getting 1 million views this year. I'm joshing you right now. But for real, my finances are a joke, all right? I think budgeting is a big problem. I don't know what any of these numbers mean. I wrote them on a dry erase board so I felt like I knew what I was talking about, but in reality, I'm very much confused. I've got numbers all over the screen. I don't know what any of it means. I think all in all, you got to start tracking your finances, and you've got to pay off your debts, man. Dave Ramsey, he's no joke. Debt snowball. We're going to be looking into it because in the near future, I've got to move. I can't live here anymore, and I can't keep living like this, man. I've been doing the same thing for 7 years now. Haven't made one single step forward. So we're thinking about liquidating some stocks. We're thinking about getting out of the house. We're thinking about quitting our job. We can't liquidate all the stocks because you can't make money if you don't have money. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta compound. So as I descent into my NEETdom, which really is just code word for me having more free time to make videos, we'll figure it out as we go. But I think you all should stick around for the journey. And that's really all I got for you today. I didn't really know what else to talk about. So stay tuned for my next video, in which who knows what I'll talk about. We'll see if this one actually gets posted. And in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good night, and good luck.